I cut my face shaving and I did it all for you. Welcome to my channel. Hello, my name is Ron, if you didn't already know. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not new here, thank you for showing up again. Look at you being so cute. Anyway, it's October, and guess what that means? It is my favorite time of year, spooky time. I'm really excited, if you haven't noticed. I'm actually wearing a shirt. New things for a new month. I have a table. I'm sorry, everything shook. I shouldn't do that again. It's not a vanity, because vanities are more expensive. But I'm really excited. I no longer have to work off of a chair and a pile of boxes. Exposed. Also, new lights. New lights, can you tell? Do I look better? Probably not, but hey, you're still here. That counts for something. I asked in my previous video if any of you wanted to hear about my experiences with the paranormal. Now again, this channel is not meant to be a paranormal channel, but things happened in my first video, and I asked if anybody wanted to hear anything to let me know down below in the comments, and sure enough, nobody said anything. So, I'm gonna tell you anyway. Let's get started. Ew, why do I always do that? For today's look, I'm reimagining a look that I have done in the past. I posted this look once before, and I got a lot of really positive feedback, which I decided, why not recreate it? So I did a little sketch of the look, and much like my exes, my sketches are very loose. I'm stupid, but it's true. Also, much like my exes, I'm gonna make some changes. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna play around. We're gonna have some fun. I also painted my nails, so I keep doing this. I don't know why. It just feels natural. It feels right. So, to start off, you always want to prime. I did that in advance. All of the products that I'm using are going to be in the description box down below. I'm not going to remember to talk about that, as well as keep up with the story. Honestly, I'm probably not going to keep up with the story either. Who we kidding? Nobody. Let's get started. Alright, so I've had numerous paranormal experiences in my life. I've always been very sensitive. One of the earliest experiences that I can recall, I want to say I was 9 or 10. My family and I had moved. My parents decided to rent out the house to a family friend. And when they moved, they just kind of up and left, never heard from them again. So we had to go and clean up the house. I just remember seeing, I thought it was a person, but there was some sort of a shadow in the, I want to say it's called a vestibule. It's sort of like an indoor patio in the front of the house. There was this big shadow of a man, or what I presumed to be a man, but it seemed to have a mask to it. When I looked outside, there was nobody there, and nobody else was around. So there was no one, and I was tiny. There was no way, it wasn't me. Like, I was moving around, it was not. It was just there. So that was weird. I also had a severely haunted apartment when I lived in Havertown, Pennsylvania. And that place, things happened almost daily. Mostly little things, you know, like sounds, but because that was the most haunted place I've ever lived, I think I might save that story. And instead, I wanted to talk a little bit about the home that I lived in with my mother, stepsister, and stepfather. I had experienced things there, but I never said anything to anybody. I didn't want people to think that I was crazy. I always felt very uneasy in that place. A lot of times you know, in the middle of the night, you're alone, it's dark, you feel uneasy. I consider myself to be a skeptic, but also a believer, meaning, yes, I believe in the supernatural, but to claim every bump, scratch, and shadow is something paranormal. To me, that's just silly. There's a lot of other explanations, and I like to try to debunk what I'm experiencing. I'd much rather assume it to be something, for lack of a better term, normal, rather than something paranormal. Why is this not blending? This is a nightmare. This really is a horror. Concentrate on the story, Ron. Concentrate. So yeah, so I was always skeptical, but also a believer. When things would happen, I would try to not dismiss it, but investigate further, make sure it's not something completely explainable. I remember there were several times, not even just at night, I would see the figure of a little girl, probably in her early teens, perhaps. She seemed to be in an old-fashioned dress. Definitely nothing modern. I kept it to myself. I didn't tell anybody about it. It wasn't until many, many years later, I was grown out of the house. My sister and I were visiting them in their new place. I don't remember how it came up. I was probably talking about my apartment. And without mentioning anything having to do with our old house, my mom, she just started talking about how there was a child at the bottom of the steps. My sister and I looked at each other, because by that point I had talked to my sister about it, and my mom was like, "What?" And I said, "I've seen the same thing." we had the same experience. We never said anything to the other person, which was just kind of wild. Also, in that same house, there was another situation that happened. I remember it scared me so much that I literally started crying. I was definitely like 16, 17. Things didn't really scare me like that. But this was so truly terrifying. I was home alone. I was calling my mother. She wasn't able to talk. She put me on hold for some reason. I could hear in the background someone was talking. Next thing you know, I hear another voice. I knew all of the people that she worked with. She worked in a very small office. I can name all 4 people right now. It sounded like it sounded like a female voice, almost like a growl. It was so menacing, but I can still hear it right now as I'm talking about it. It just said, "Get out!" Like, just like that. And up until that point, even though I'd had experiences in that place before, I never felt threatened by anything. And I just went completely ice cold, and I hung up the phone. Hands down, that was one of the scariest things I've ever dealt with. I did tell my mom about that, and she didn't believe me. No, not that she didn't believe me, but she more so thought maybe I gotten some feedback from another call. Sometimes your connections can cross with another person, and you'll be able to hear them. Honestly and truly do not believe that to be the case. I didn't then, I don't now. That's one of the few incidents that still freaks me out. I've had other things happen that were more in your face that didn't scare me as much as that did, because of how menacing it was. And that's why I'm not really too bothered by whatever's happening here where I'm living now. You know, I've been here for a year. Nothing has happened to me. The ceiling fan will move on its own from time to time. I'll put something down on a counter and I'll find it on my bed. It just little things. It was just really bizarre. I kind of wonder if it's something attached to me. It's almost like everywhere I go, there's something happening. Other people in the same living space don't seem affected. I think that was just me freaking out because I'm talking about it. Not even gonna lie, low-key scared the shit out of me. I do believe that talking about it does. I don't know if I want to say invites or just kind of, I don't know. I kind of regret talking about this now. So, I wonder if it's me. Just because other people experience things when I'm there, but it's almost like when I'm no longer there, nothing happens. This isn't something new that I'm just thinking about now for the first time either. It's just, you know how when you say things out loud, it kind of helps you see it more clearly? So even though, no, this isn't something completely new for me, it's just making more and more sense as I continue to talk. I don't know. But I don't feel in danger or anything like that. This has been going on for many, many years. I'm 35. I mean, it's kind of scary to think about. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I've had experiences a lot of places, even at work, at jobs that I've had. I've noticed that one company I worked at, several different locations, and 2 of those locations I had an experience. My sister worked there with me at one of the locations, and she and I heard a voice that it didn't belong to anybody else. Nobody else was there. And the same thing happened. It was after hours, and I was training a new well, not a new employee, but an employee for a new position. All the doors were locked. We were the only 2 people left in the building. The music wasn't even on. So the only sound should have been our voices. Somehow, we heard the sound of a woman. It was just a very soft, friendly voice. We were just like, shit, did we forget to lock one of the doors? So we walk up front, and there's nobody there. So we check the doors. None of the doors are unlocked. We checked the bathrooms. There was nobody in the bathrooms. We checked all of them. We can't figure it out. We have no idea. It wasn't a voice that we had heard before. Yeah, it's just really bizarre. Also, I know that cats are very, well, animals in general, are very sensitive to spirits, allegedly. My cats never really acted, aside from that one place I lived, they don't act odd here. They've been with me, well, my one cat passed away, but my cat baby daddy that you all met very briefly in my last video, I've had him for 12 years, and I've had him since he was a kitten. He's never acted strangely at any other place but that one. And even at that one place, it's never been, they've never acted aggressively, not really scared either, that I could tell. More so curious than anything. I look crazy. I look absolutely crazy. I gotta clean up. I had to step away off camera and clean this up. I wasn't happy with it, so I had to get some concealer. I was looking a mess. So now I'm going to continue on. That's got to be really unattractive if you look at it. You need to figure out your life. Keep opening and shutting my door, scaring the living crap out of me. You know, considering how much of a disaster this was like 15 minutes ago, it's actually not looking so bad right now. I'm happy. I'm happy. Did someone just get shot? Good evening, Baltimore. Someone just got shot next door. I really need to stop making that face. Alright, so here's the part that I'm nervous about. I usually don't do lip liner or eyeliner. Eyeliner because of the hooded eyes, lip liner because I suck. So. Yeah, that's chunky as hell, but it's okay. Shit. See how that's not even at all? That's exactly what I was going for. You know what? If I'm a fucked up clown, then I'm a fucked up clown. Fucked up clowns don't know how to do makeup. And a lash, of course. Why am I doing stupid? I suck at this. Wait, did I succeed? Y'all, did I succeed on my first shot? Bitch. Oh. It don't taste right. Oh, right. What do you think? Is this spooky enough for you? I hope it is, because I got spooked out by all this ghostly paranormal stuff. Everything I talked about was true. I'm going to save my extremely haunted apartment from Havertown for another video this month, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. If I can think of anything else notable to talk about, I will. Honestly, who knows, maybe, just like last time, something happened in this video that I'm not yet aware of, and do I really want that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm happy with this. Scary clown. What else can I say? I like it. I think this is fun. I would totally go out to a party if, you know, I was allowed to. I love Halloween. I want to go out. This sucks. So, question of the day. What are you guys doing for Halloween, if anything? Are you getting together with, you know, a few close friends that, you know, have been quarantining and everything is safe? Are you planning on staying in by yourself? Lights out, scary movies? What movies are you going to watch? Give me some suggestions. I would love to hear it. Until next time, I love you guys. Stay spooky.